Our final speaker today is Matt Boland. He, again, is from Adobe Magento. Matt's going to share his insights into how businesses can capitalize on the new business mode. Matt, over to you.
Great, thank you. I think what's great about the presentations we've seen today is that, number one, I'm going to give you a little bit of validation on what was already said by Melody and by Sergio. Maybe fill in a few gaps along the way that you didn't hear, and I'm going to do it in a very timely manner. I know you folks are kind of at the top of the hour here, but what I'm going to do is make sure that I get a distribution PDF for everybody to have my slides. So stay tuned. You'll get to review them. I can always come back at a later time, or if there's follow-up questions, I think probably we're going to have to do some Q&A and distribute that out to folks afterwards. So let me move this into slideshow mode, and I'm going to move pretty quickly here just to make sure everybody's keeping in with their day, and I appreciate those who are able to hang on. Can you folks see me in full screen mode?
Yeah.
Okay, great, perfect, thank you. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about today is future-proofing your business. That's what we're calling it here at Adobe, and you're going to see some stats and things like that that are somewhat similar to what you've seen already. So again, validation, filling in gaps. What future-proofing means, next step, I'm going to give you what is the market saying, right? What are we hearing, much like other folks have gone over. B2B business goals checklist. I won't spend too much time on this because what you're going to do here is kind of look at all the different types of functionality that's available. And my recommendation, you work with a solid partner like Graphically Speaking, who is a great Magento partner, and they help you with that checklist. And then what it means to have a platform that you will not outgrow, right? And that's hugely important. You don't want to get on a platform and then 3 years from now, you say, we need another platform that's more flexible, et cetera. And then I'll give you a few business stories, a few customer examples, and even my own of how some of these things have changed and some of the ways I shop. So we'll keep it moving right here. So really quickly, comprehensive capabilities, right? Ability to move amongst different business type of models, B2B, B2C, D2C, across all the touch points, the flexibility to meet unique requirements. Every buyer is different, and you want to make sure that you're flexible enough to meet demand and provide exceptional experiences, right? Some clients will want to buy in a certain way, and you can actually mimic those ways of buying in each and every individual. Ease of managing the system, again, flexibility, tools designed for business innovators, not IT experts, right? Marketing needs to be able to make the changes rapidly without having to put in a ticket for IT to change something on the website. And then performance and scale. Again, you don't want to grow out of something as your business is growing, right? So what is the market saying? Well, here's what we're seeing, right? And I'm putting a little bit of a B2B bend on everything today. We saw some great examples of B2C, but I want to try and take it from a B2B view here, right? So without going into each and every one of these things, right? What's driving B2B buyers away today? Well, really it's poor site experiences. They're creating points of friction, right? We have a lot to learn from the B2C world, right? And as many of these younger people enter into the business world, they've grown up shopping on a B2C site. So how do we make those things better for them, right? So quick purchasing processes, definitely the personalization level we were talking about, and inability for the site to support standard buying practices becomes a big thing, right? And in B2B, there's a lot of business purchase approvals that have to go through. How do we automate that process so things aren't delayed? And how difficult is it for people to find what they're looking for on your website? Huge, huge opportunities there to be aware of. So if we were to take those types of problems and concerns and pull them in to a kind of checklist, if you will, you can kind of look at this right here and say, okay, how do I improve my operational efficiency? Is the self-service purchasing working well? Am I able to seamlessly integrate our business system so they're talking with one another so that we can have immediate resolution for issues or immediate feedback on previous purchases? And how are we creating it that, there's a lot of self-service enablement for the buyer, whereas they don't have to call customer service? or they don't have to send an order that has to be rekeyed. How do we capture all that data? So that's one column of how you might improve the business. Improving the customer experience, again, how do you want to do that? Make sure that they're able to purchase in a frictionless manner and you're giving them a personalized experience. And they can make the options around fulfillment. I heard Sergio earlier talking, if you're a global company, 9 to 5 doesn't cut it anymore. So you have to be able to accept orders 24/7 and provide information 24/7, especially if you're looking at a global expansion. And then, of course, growing sales, providing the types of merchandising and promotional tools that everybody wants to be able to deliver to their clients, new services related to their products as an incremental value to the customers. Those are very important types of things. And making sure you're getting all that buyer online data to then create feedback and refine your product offering. Certainly from a growing sales ability, the person who goes to buy your products in the store isn't seeing that wide array of products that you have on your website. So you're offering a huge assortment that can create a larger shopping cart at the end of the day. So choosing a platform you will not outgrow. This is kind of checklist 2.0, right? Sit down with someone like Graphically Speaking, right? Start to talk about what are the capabilities and start looking at things like this and saying, okay, what are my nice must-haves, my nice-to-haves, and then my future roadmap types of things. Maybe an integration to Amazon and attacking the Amazon, let's call it air quotes, issue, right? Of taking your brand back isn't the shortest track to revenue generation, right? But you know that you have to address the Amazon experience, right? Because people are out there selling your products on their marketplace. How do we get our brand back? So that might be your roadmap. Omni-channel management, something like the ability to fulfill across multiple inventories, maybe even inventories you don't own, but your ability to create that seamless experience of ordering from your website, even when you have to get the inventory from somewhere else, right? These are some of the complexities that are, you want to be aware of, and you want to make sure you have a platform that addresses these. Maybe your concern isn't global language and currency right now. Immediately, that's not your shortest path to revenue, but it is on your roadmap. You want to know it's going to be there when you have it. Something like, or when you need it, excuse me. Something like COVID has pushed so many things forward in people's business strategies that they didn't realize they needed. We had few success stories of people pivoting very quickly to be able to do deliveries and curbside pickups in weeks where that wasn't even really on their roadmap right away. But we can give you those stories. We can tell you those stories, and we can tell you about how we've done those things with Graphically Speaking. And of course, all of those types of things sitting on top of a comprehensive data layer, right? That enables all kinds of flexibility, functionality, extensions, etc. So really quickly here, just want to talk to you about some of these new business models. So this is kind of the fun part, and sorry I'm talking a little fast, kind of blazing through here, but I do want to make sure everybody gets to see these. So we talked about it a little bit earlier, wide range of products, right? That is one of the things you have to be aware of, right? Is when somebody goes to a store to buy your products, they're not going to get anywhere near the range of product options they're going to get when they're on your website. And how do you make these things saleable and increasing that shopping cart? Well, you make configurable bundles. You deliver different things too that are low cost to you, but have increasingly large value, like gift cards or downloadable video type stuff. I heard both Melody and Sergio talk about digital types of products, instructional types of videos, things that keep the merchants coming back again and again. Those are the kind of things you should be looking at, and the kind of expectations that clients have today. Again, we talked a little bit about Amazon, and I just wanted to say here that, that first above the bar running across is if you're not on Amazon, what you could be giving up by not addressing the Amazon issue, and then how things work if and when you do work on Amazon. But I think it's more important, neither one is more important than the other. Certainly, if you're not selling on Amazon, it is a channel that you need to think about. And there's a huge potential increase for being on that channel. I love the second point here. Out competing merchants who are reselling your products in the world's largest marketplace. Control your brand, right? Get control back. When you see people selling your brand, is it something that they're selling that is unique to how they're offering it? Are they offering it in another angle with other products as complementary products to it? How do you get this stuff back in your hands, right? And then, you know, the below the line is streamlining the management of your digital sales, right? Making sure that everything's synced across all the different channels and all the different usages that you have, the different types of ways that you sell, and make sure it's consistent across all of them. And again, making sure that when you address Amazon, you're aware of what's being marketed out there. I have a story of a company I've been trying to sell to go direct to consumer, and you folks can go look at it. A company called Duct Tape. Talk to Graphically Speaking about it. We need to speak to them. But if you go out on Amazon, if you try to buy duct tape, you're presented with 3M tape and all kinds of different tapes. They have no control of their brand on Amazon, and it's so frustrating on how I think they could go direct to consumer themselves. So again, that's another one of those new business models. Here's an example of what one company did when they went online. I won't spend a lot of time here, but definitely Amazon was certainly creating challenges for them. And instead of, you know, challenging the Amazon thing, the whole Amazon marketplace, they embraced it. They embraced the challenge. They wanted to stay competitive. They wanted to own their brand, and look at the increases in the results they had on the other side. Next one, and I heard Sergio talk about this. Subscriptions is a great way to keep once you get somebody to try your service, and we've seen COVID create many people having to get online for the first time, and they realize what a great experience it is. How do you make sure they're coming back? Well, one of those ways is to just sign them up for a subscription. And there might be some things you never even thought of. Here's a Magento user just for men that offers subscription service. Got to keep the gray out of the hair. I know that. I'm 55 this year. I need to make sure that my hair is classically gray, let's say that. So, the way you keep those things going is you send those replenishments out consistently so that the buyer doesn't have to worry about ordering, doesn't have to run short because they're constantly getting things. You can tweak your process in subscription. I also get Harry's for Harry's razors, and every month they send me a mystery gift. Really makes me feel good. New products I can try, and what their hope is that it results in a larger shopping cart at the end of the day. So here's one example of what I have been through, and I love this product. This is Orgain, kind of a protein shake, and I would get it at Costco. Well, here's where they offer free shipping on orders. When you subscribe, you can constantly get your same orders saved so that you can just one-click button to get the same order sent back out. And, once I went out there, I have to say, I usually get the vanilla bean protein shake. I went out there and my order increased 5-fold because of all the different product offerings that were out there. All the products that I don't see normally when I go to Costco to buy it, or when I go to, in our local area here, Harris Teeter Supermarket, they just offer one little thing. I went out there and I had a fun time. It was like a fair day, and I just kept buying stuff. And then at the end of the day, I'm looking at my cart saying, I can't believe I bought all this stuff, but I love the products, right? And that's, where I ended up. And there's a product that I also liked. If you look over here, second from the left, I love that drink. It tastes like a vanilla milkshake, and it's kind of like one of those when you're in a rush, quick meal replacement, the 26 grams of protein. Well, I went there, and there's no place to buy it. So I was very disappointed, which just further validated my reason for jumping on my subscription with Orgain. But I think what's really important here, folks, is when somebody finds your product and they really like it, one of the first things they do, and I do this constantly with everything I like and everything I love, I go to the website to see if I can buy it direct and to see what else they offer. You have to be aware of that stuff. Things are turning, things are accelerating, people are needing to buy, whether it's B2B, B2C, direct to consumer if you're a B2B company, or even B2B2C is another process that can be shared, and another buying methodology that people are invoking and using. These are the things you want to be aware of. Magento is the kind of solution that offers all these things, that gives you the ability to grow not only your revenue and your company, but the platform grows with you. So again, take that checklist, work with a great partner like those at Graphically Speaking, who will sit down with you, consult, and not sell. You know, that's not what I was here for today. That's not what the folks at Graphically Speaking were about today. It's about information. So do that, do just that. Take a look at the PDF when I send this out and start to draw your roadmap, or even just say, hey, the check boxes. These are the things we do today. These are the things we do well. These are the things we don't do so well. These are the things we would love to be able to do, and sit down with the folks like Graphically Speaking, and they'll be able to help you with your roadmap and strategy. And I thank everybody for their time today. Thanks so much also, Sergio and Melody, for having me. It was a great day, and I'll turn it back to the master of ceremonies, Dale, and thank you as well, Dale.
Thanks, Matt. That was very insightful and practical. I want to thank all our panelists for sharing their knowledge and insights with us today. And I also want to thank you all for joining us. Our time is up, so we won't be taking live questions. But if you have questions about today's material, please write us at team@graphicallyspeaking.ca. Again, that's team@graphicallyspeaking.ca. We'd be delighted to get back to you with our answers. So again, thank you and stay safe.